Happy Thursday. We're back with some more MLB playoff action. Let's talk some scene. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back in to another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I am your host, Steven, and we're back to talk some more playoff action. That's right. I didn't know if we were going to have any games today, but both teams survived. We got 2 Game 4s in the National League Division Series. So we'll get into that in a little bit. But quick reminder, NFL Thursday Night Football Best Bets video. I got one best bet and a couple leans. That video is out now. Go check it out for the Eagles and the Giants. Yesterday, 1 and 2 days, minor speed bump because we've been on an absolute tear, 31-13 run heading into today now. So we'll go over that recap in just a little bit. But of course, you guys know any graphics you see are from Outlier, the best betting research tool on the market today. I use this every single day. So click that link below in the description, get a 7-day free trial. Absolutely nothing to lose. All right, let's get into it. We're going to start with a little dad joke again, kind of a kid's version of a dad joke. So here we go. What did the sushi say to the bee? Wasabi. Exactly. Anyways, in this video, we're going to recap yesterday, and then we're going to go over the good and bad hitter matchups, the pitcher strikeout matchups, the full pitcher report, and of course, we'll finish it with the best bets and the recap. So hit that like button if you haven't already. Leave a comment below to help this channel continue to grow. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Come join this awesome community. I'm ready to get it rolling, and that means it's recap time. All right, there it is. Our first losing day in a while. Jamison Taillon, over 10.5 outs. We started the day with just a beautiful winner. He went, I think, at least 4 innings. I'm not exactly sure. Dodgers -1 was a loss. Yamamoto and the Dodgers did not get it done. They got crushed 8-1. Kudos to the Phillies, and that's why those can be weird. When it's an elimination game, backs against the wall, teams just figure it out. But the over 8.5 in Toronto, New York, there was like 20-something base runners. They just couldn't get it done. It ended up being, I think, 5-6 runs. So, you know, I don't mind the read there. It just, they couldn't get big hits, and it happens sometimes. And by the way, it's not on here because we didn't have a bet. I did lean the over in the Mariners-Tigers, and boy, did it hit. Mariners up 3-0. I thought we were about to head to the ALCS, and our bullpen gets absolutely obliterated. Now I have to go sweat out Game 5 against Skubal on Friday. Lord help me. But anyway, series bets update. That 3-0 lead that they blew cost me a -1.5 games. Again, 2-1 now in series bets. That was our first loss of the playoffs. But I got Brewers to win the series still, as they are up 2-1 heading into Game 4. So that's what we got. 31-14 run, up over 4 units on the playoffs. Now it's time for the hitter matchups. All right, like every page you're going to see here, I am going to assume Freddie Peralta is pitching for the Brewers and Matthew Boyd for the Cubs. This could change. Again, there's actually nothing officially listed on MLB.com, on DraftKings, FanDuel. So this is just my assumption based on what people are talking about, close to the Brewers and the Cubs, but I would make sure to check it out. But Teoscar Hernandez, 5 for 12, 2 Jimmy Jacks off of Christopher Sanchez. Tucker, 5 for 11 off Peralta. PCA, 5 for 11 off of him. You see Edmund there. Andy Pajes, a couple lower of the batting order guys, hitting Sanchez pretty well. William Contreras, 4 for 9 off Matthew Boyd. Mookie Betts, 2 for 6. And Sal Frelick 2 for 5 off of Matthew Boyd. So that's what we got for the good hitter matchups today. Now let's take a look at the bad hitter matchups. We got some Cubbies. How about 3 of them to start out? They are combined at 10. I'm trying to do the math in my head for a lot. 82. 10 for 82. Ian Happ, Nico Horner, and Seiya Suzuki against Peralta. And oh, by the way, Dansby is also 2 for 20. Michael Busch is also 2 for 16. They have some guys who have really struggled. Kyle Schwarber, 2 for 12 with 8 strikeouts versus Tyler Glasnow. You see Freddie Freeman, some really big names, some of these guys. Trey Turner, 2 for 11 off Glasnow. And then Jake Bowers and Carson Kelly to wrap it up. So that's what we got for the hitter matchups. Now let's talk some Ks. All right, we got one good pitcher strikeout matchup for you guys today. It's Tyler Glasnow against the Phillies. Phillies, 10th highest K rate versus righties, 25.5%. Glasnow, 106 Ks and 90.1 innings. Here's the deal with Mr. Glasnow. I don't know how many pitches he's going to throw. He has thrown just a total of 70 pitches since September 20th. But since September 1st, he does have a 28.7% K rate. Much higher K rate at home, though, 33.5 compared to 20.5 on the road. Much higher K rate versus righties, 31.9% compared to 25.7 versus lefties. He's only thrown 3.2 innings. One was in relief in Game 1, I believe it was. And then another 2-inning short start earlier in the season. 4 Ks and 3.2 innings versus the Phillies. Now, again, pitcher K matchups in the playoffs, you got to tread carefully. We don't know the leash on Glasnow. We'll figure it out, because before he had a relief appearance in this series already, and before that he ended the season with like a 3 inning start, and that was it. Before that he threw 110 pitches or something. So again, hard to tell. Everyone's on a shorter leash, anyways. But another quick note: Christopher Sanchez at the Dodgers. Not an official pitcher K matchup, but Dodgers do have the 11th lowest K rate versus lefties in the last 3 weeks. 22.8%. He faced the Dodgers already 3 times this year. He has 23 Ks in 18.1 innings. So that's what we got for the strikeout matchups. Now let's take a look at the pitcher report. All right, here are the 2 matchups of the day. Now, again, this first one, not official. This is me assuming it's Freddie Peralta versus Matthew Boyd. Peralta pitched well in game 1, giving up 2 earned runs and 4 hits in 5.2 innings. He also had 9 strikeouts in that game. He has pitched on 4 days rest 12 times. So if he pitches this game, it'll be on 4 days rest. He's done it 12 times. On those games, he has a 2.59 ERA, so not too shabby. Matthew Boyd, the Brewers have just smashed him. They smash all lefties, but he'll be on a short leash if he is the one starting. I can't imagine him lasting very long. He just gave up 6 runs, 2 earned, in 0.2 innings in game 1. As you guys remember, I had his under Ks, and that was sweat-free. And then Sanchez versus last night, like we talked about. Sanchez gave up 2 earned runs in 5.2 innings in game 1 with 8 strikeouts versus the Dodgers. It was his best start versus LA. If you guys remember earlier this series when he started game 1, we talked about how he had actually struggled for a couple starts versus the Dodgers. So that was a pretty decent one for him. But they are very familiar with him. And then Tyler Glasnow been solid this season in limited time. Great swing and miss stuff per usual. As you can see by that walk rate, he can have some shaky command, that's for sure. But that's what we got for the pitcher report and all the research help. Now it's time for the best bets. This first one takes us out to LA where the Dodgers host the Philadelphia Phillies. Dodgers moneyline -116, Phillies moneyline -102, a total of 7.5 runs. These lines just opened. I mean, this was a tough video to make because I don't have official pictures for Brewers Cubs, and this one just opened right before I recorded. I was hoping for a certain line. I got it. Give me the over 7.5 runs at -115 on FanDuel for half unit. If it's at 8, I like it there too. Starting pitcher matchup, Sanchez last night. We've talked about it all video long. They're pretty familiar. Sanchez, as we mentioned, pitched pretty well in game 1, but he has now total given up 10 earned runs in 18.1 innings in 3 starts versus the Dodgers. Still good on the road, but not quite as good as at home. 3.02 ERA on the road, solid, but 1.94 at home. 251 average and 122 whip on the road compared to a 200 average and a .9 whip at home. So again, worse, still solid. He struggles more with righties. I do expect Mookie, Will Smith, and these guys to start getting to him a little bit, especially when they just see him a few days ago. And then Tyler Glasnow, like I said, he's going to be on a short leash probably. That means a lot of Dodgers bullpen, and you never love to hear that. I do like what they've done with Sasaki in the back end. Maybe we see Sheehan again. I don't know who's going to come out of the pen, but Glasnow struggled with his command. Like I mentioned in the pitch report, 11 walks now in his last 17.1 innings. Phillies saw him in game 1 for 1.2 innings, and they got 4 base runners off him, 2 hits and 2 walks. So Dodgers going to use a lot of bullpen arms, obviously, if he's not going deep into this game. But offenses, I don't need to talk about this every game. They are 2 of the best offenses in the game. We could get the Phillies to explode. We could get the Dodgers to explode, maybe both of them. There's plenty of ways to get to 8 runs when you have power guys up and down the lineup in each of these lineups. So, and like I said, as you get later in the series, I saw it in Seattle and Detroit, these offenses, they really start to zone in on these bullpen arms because you got to think these bullpen arms coming in, they're 1 to 2 pitch guys. So you start getting the hang of them as you play them every single day. And, we've seen that already. Phillies had more success again tonight, and Dodgers have had success versus the Phillies arms as well. So I don't expect this to stay at 7.5 for long. Again, like I said, I like it at 8 also, but I like runs in this one. Maybe one team carries the load. Maybe both of them do. Either way, I think we get 8 runs. So give me the over 7.5 runs. That is my first and, only best bet because there is nothing to bet on Cubs Brewers right now. I'll probably have an added play if I do find something. I'm not going to force it, but as we get starting pitchers and more lines and props and everything for that Cubs Brewers game, I will drop any best bet I have, maybe even just a lean for that bet in the pinned comments below, X, Discord, the website, all that good stuff. So anyways, that's what I got for you. Before we get out of here, let's check out the recap. All right, there it is. Just the one best bet so far because that's the only game we know anything about. Over 7.5 runs, Phillies and the Dodgers, -115 for half unit. And then, like I said, Cubs Brewers game 4. If you just fast forward to this, no official starting pitchers named as of right now. I am just assuming Peralta and Boyd, but we will see. So That's what I got. Thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate the support. Again, hit that like button if you haven't already. And also go check out the Thursday night football video. That best bets video is out now for the Eagles and the Giants. But thanks again. Hope you have a great Thursday, and we'll talk to you soon.